Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. In it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is going on, Candle Mafia? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We had the Fed meeting not this morning, but this afternoon, guys, and what an absolute washing machine. Got a little bit of a rip to the upside, but we were up against that key resistance, and we got that move to the downside. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit of a move down. How much lower can we go? Guys, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin today. However, before we jump into the charts, guys, you know we have a special guest on today. You guys remember him from last time, and I believe he even made an appearance on ATB recently. Shout out to our boy DZ. It's Carlton Dennis. We're not bringing him on just yet. I got to say what's up to the Candle Mafia real quick. Let me just go ahead and move my chat on over here. But yeah, guys, we got your questions that you asked Carlton. Tony D sent them over, and we are ready to get those questions answered. I read through them, a bunch of really good questions. Honestly, questions that I have as well, because as you guys know, I'm not a tax guy, right? I can't give you tax advice because I probably know less than you guys. But that's why we got people like Carlton Dennis. But guys, before we jump into it with Carlton, let's go ahead and say what is going on to the Candle Mafia. Shout out to This is the Bitcoin Way with all those candle emojis. Shout out to you, man. Let's see who we got in here. Shout out to Brad Guidell in the house. What is going on, bro? Shout out to the mods, guys. As always, appreciate everything the mods do. Show them some love in the chat, guys. These are elite level mods cut from a special cloth. Let's see. We got Jessica in the chat, our female resident Candle Mafia. I wanted to say employee. Our resident female Candle Mafia member. Shout out to Max B. What is going on? He says BTC dumped to $150 is incoming. Oh, no. Let's go. Shout out to Chemistry, bro. As always, bro, happy to have you in here. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Bubba's Crypto, I see you in the morning stream. I see you everywhere, man. Thank you for being out there and always showing support, repping the Candle Mafia. We got Medic Money. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. We got Act 1800. We got Cherry City Bullies. What is going on? I assume that he breeds Pipples. That is my guess. But shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It. Shout out to D Petty Crypto. I see you in here. And the Izzy for those 5 Frankie Candles gifted memberships. Let's go. Wannabe capitalist. Thank you for the super chat. He says dump it, and I say, hey, let's go. But yeah, let's see. I asked you guys in the poll if you haven't done your crypto taxes yet, and 69% of you guys said no. But don't worry, guys, because as I just said, we have Carlton Dennis on here to answer all your questions. But yeah, guys, without further ado, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. And we've been thinking about adding something to that wheel of pain and pleasure, but you'll have to stick around to the end of the stream to find out what that is. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and throw on the headphones and bring on our special guest, Carlton Dennis. What is going on, Carlton? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. What's going on, Frankie? What's going on, Candle Mafia? Excited to be back on here with you guys. What is going on?
Nothing much. Thank you so much for doing this again. Like I said, I'm not a tax guy, and it's like one of the most common questions we get, especially at this time. Everyone's asking about taxes and stuff, so we had to get you back on. You really spit the knowledge last time. I feel like last time you were on, I just sat here just like soaking in information. I was like exhausted after the stream because I was just soaking in the information because, like I said, I'm not a tax guy, but. So thank you for doing this again. But we do have our questions already come in here. I think you got a chance to look at them. But yeah, let's go ahead and before we jump into it, for anybody new in the chat right now, just let them know who you are, where they can find you, and kind of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, thank you for having me on. I'm super excited to be back on here with you guys. For those who are wondering why I am on a live right now instead of doing tax returns, and the reason why is because I'm a tax strategist. I own a tax and accounting company that has plenty of CPAs that file tax returns, but I primarily work with business owners, real estate investors, day traders, and I teach them how to leverage the tax code. So I need to be available. I have a YouTube channel. You guys are more than welcome to hop over to Carlton Dennis whenever you'd like to watch some of those videos. And super excited to be on here with you guys to answer some of your guys' tax questions and hopefully get you closer to tax-free wealth.
Awesome. I love it. And mods or Tony D, anybody in chat, if we could just, I'm sure you guys already did, but if not, make sure we drop Carlton's YouTube channel in the chat so people just click that link and easily subscribe to the channel. But Carlton, let's go ahead and jump into these questions because I feel like, I'm not going to lie, I feel like the Candle Mafia might have upped their these are pretty intense questions. So they were like, it's coming down to the wire. They're like, listen, I got to get my questions in. I got to get them all answered. So our first question comes from Chemistry Bro. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. He says, how do taxes work for getting paid? This is an interesting one. How do taxes work for getting paid directly out of a smart contract as a founder, member, or the artist for an NFT project? Is it capital gains on the ETH when you sell it for dollars, or is it income tax on the value of the ETH at the time of payment? There was no payment really, just people pushing ETH into a smart contract and then a withdrawal from that smart contract. So a little bit wordy there, but how does that work? I never even really thought about that.
Yeah, this is a great question. And what's cool about this is I recently had a client experience this where he had worked tirelessly on a video game project, and it was an NFT where there was going to be characters that was going to be inserted into a game, and it took him forever to build this thing out. But eventually it got built out and he hosted it on the Ethereum network instead of, I think it was almost going to go to Solana. He chose to host it on the Ethereum network. He got paid out a 7-figure amount. And luckily he had contacted me prior to this because we were able to establish a corporation because this is ordinary income that he was receiving at the time. So he is going to pay taxes based on the time that he received the payment. And when he got that income coming in, yes, he wanted to take some of it out and reinvest it. And of course, he wanted to keep some in. But what he did have to know is at the moment that he did receive it, it became a taxable event to him. And so that's why we needed to make sure that we recorded it. We also needed to make sure that we started allocating all of his expenses that he had all the time that he was building out this project so we can take that as a tax deduction.
I love it. It is, it is. I've never even thought of that. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. Chemistry Bro always comes up with like either these ideas or he sees things on the charts or he asks questions that are usually spark my interest because that was, I read that and I was like, that is a really, really good question. But no surprise, Carlton has the answer to it. We were talking a little bit before we hopped on and I was saying, I've talked to a couple of tax people and it's nice to have someone who is actually in the space because Carlton, you invest in crypto, right?
I do. Yes, I do. Actively.
So that is like, that's a huge thing. Cause I was saying like, hey, you're on our side. Like, I don't think there's, there's some stuff you can get from being in the crypto community or just in the crypto space that you can't get from reading a book. You kind of need to get your hands dirty. So that's kind of one of the things that I love about having you on because you're actually in the markets as well.
Yeah, I mean, as a tax professional, when you spend so much time studying money, it's really hard for me to just only hold on to fiat currency. And so, I hope that those who choose to align themselves with me from a tax perspective are not just aligning themselves with me just to save money on taxes, but to learn how to grow wealth. And I believe that is from alternative investments. And so, yeah, always happy to talk crypto.
Absolutely love it. We'll have to ask you what your favorite project to invest in is at the end of the stream. But moving on to our next question. This one's also really interesting. This one's from Santiago Hertz. And he says, Puerto Rico tax laws are a bit different, even though it is a U.S. territory. How is crypto tax applied there? Is it different or does it go under U.S. law? How does that work?
Yeah. So Puerto Rico tax laws are pretty awesome because Puerto Rico offers tax incentives when you decide to relocate and declare your citizenship in Puerto Rico. And so this is the one thing I want to make sure that everyone understands is you don't get to benefit from selling assets and experiencing the tax-free cash flow of those assets until you have already relocated, and then any income or any capital gains that you've received after you've already relocated. And so what a lot of United States citizens would like to do is they like to relocate and then sell assets but unfortunately, they earned those assets in the United States. So if you do relocate, you will pay taxes on any of the assets that you had prior to selling. So I wanted to make sure I said that.
Okay. So interesting. So, if you buy a bunch of crypto and it goes up and you're like, I'm going to just flee to Puerto Rico real quick to sell that, not going to cut it.
No, not going to cut it. And this is like such a bummer because so many people are already making plans to do that without really looking at the fine print. And that's the part that really hurts is there's so many court case rulings that side in the favor of the United States government and not taxpayers for those who have earned capital gains or even have worked in various different companies, tech companies, and then moved and relocated. Unfortunately, they were given the stock or given the ISUs prior to them leaving or relocating. And so the United States likes to have their hand in a little bit of everything.
That's right. That's good to know because not that I'm planning on moving to Puerto Rico anytime soon, but I know it's been increasingly popular. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that are moving out there. I don't know if they say it's for those reasons, but you got to assume it probably is, right?
I would say so. And I've had a lot of day traders kind of relocate there as well. They've shut down some of their entities here, set up shop there, and now are just saying this is going to be my new norm. But the cool thing is that you could still come back and visit. So if you'd like, you're more than welcome to come back and visit. You just need to make sure you're spending 6 months in one day in Puerto Rico in order to keep your status as a Puerto Rico citizen.
Gotcha. So 6 months in one day. Interesting. I guess just more than half a year.
Yeah, more than half a year.
Okay. All right. So So this next question comes from Denaya EP. And they say, I've been doing my own taxes with TurboTax for the past 10 years. Now that I've gotten into crypto and I've done some trading and bought some NFTs, is it better to find a CPA that is knowledgeable about crypto taxes, or is it okay to kind of keep doing it myself? And if so, could you recommend a tax assistance software? We talk a lot about, and I think we mentioned it last time you were on the show. CoinLedger is one that we've been working with. Actually going to be making a video on CoinLedger next week. Yeah. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I honestly think as soon as your taxes start to become a little bit complex is when you need to start inviting in a tax professional, but you also have to take into consideration where you stand financially. I know that there are some investors who have gotten into crypto or gotten into NFTs, and although they're in those different classes, they are not profitable. And so it may not make sense for them to start hiring a tax professional outside of what they're already doing with their basic tax software, like an UltraTax. Now, is UltraTax the best tax software? I wouldn't say it's absolutely the best. It's probably great if you're just filing a basic W-2 or maybe a 1099 and you have some small other investment income. But when you start inviting in crypto, capital gains income, NFTs, you really want to make sure that you're working with a tax professional who's able to allocate that onto the right tax forms. And certain tax forms are currently not available yet. And so what we're doing is we're placing certain clients who do have crypto holdings or doing day trading at a higher level on extension, waiting for certain tax forms to become available in order for them to file. And you may be wondering, how could the tax forms not be available? It's tax season right now. Right. Well, this happens every single year. As you guys have known, during COVID, the IRS extended tax season 2 years in a row. When they're extending tax season, we couldn't file your returns right away. There wasn't even tax forms ready for us to file the returns. So we were waiting on the IRS to allow for these tax softwares to upload the new forms that allow for us to file your tax returns. Same thing is happening right now in the crypto space because there's been more regulation. So as tax professionals who work with a lot of crypto investors, which my firm does, a majority of them are actually on extension. So we have more time to figure out, one, to reduce their tax bill, and two, if there's additional forms that need to be filed to prevent them from having to refile.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's, kind of leading off of that, I just kind of have a little quick question to kind of funnel in between here. We may have talked about this last time. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just like really hopeful that they have some wallet somewhere that no one's going to know about. And, kind of their defense in not reporting that is, the IRS isn't prepared. They're behind. It's going to take them forever to catch up. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think it's going to take them time to catch up, or do you think these people are going to wind up like really, like, obviously you would regret trying not to pay taxes, but Do you think it's going to take a while for the IRS to catch up to this stuff?
Yeah. So, being the fact that I'm an enrolled agent and I love being on these lives and talking crypto and, going hard on tax strategy, I have a federal license. So it is my responsibility and duty as a federal agent to let you know that you do have to report 100% of your income and that the IRS will eventually catch up.
Yeah.
Now, if I take off my accountant hat, how soon, I'd have no idea.
Right.
If we were talking, without, this platform, I would tell you, honestly, I have no idea. But right now, I want to make sure that every single taxpayer is playing it safe. And if you're playing it safe, you're going to report 100% of your income because you don't want to deal with the what ifs. No one wants to deal with the what ifs later. And audits, honestly, are the most annoying thing ever because audits end up taking you away from making money. And that's what the wealthy don't want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's kind of, obviously not a tax professional, but, in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pay my taxes because, even if there was a low chance that, or if they're going to take a long time to catch up, they're going to catch up eventually. And you're going to most likely be, hoping that or wishing that you had just paid in the first place. Okay.
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I always hear, we're surrounded by crypto people all the time. They're like, I'm not reporting this wallet. And I'm like, I'm just going to play it safe, and it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But this next question comes from, Anon, and they asked, what happens to the financial markets with tax loss harvesting, sell-off of assets before yearly or quarterly ending, correct? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole idea with tax loss harvesting is being able to experience losses against your capital gains and being able to buy an asset back pretty quickly. There are no wash sale rules as of right now in the crypto space, although Biden is pushing very, very hard for that as of right now. It's actually one of the things that he's lobbying for. And so we're not sure if that's going to be coming soon in his upcoming bill, but that's something that he is lobbying for. When it comes to being able to purchase your crypto back immediately, absolutely, that's something you can continue to do. And if you did that in 2022, you'll be able to utilize those losses against your gains. That's awesome. And it's also a tax strategy, I guess, that you can utilize too if you experience some losses. But this does not apply to securities. There's a 30-day rule when it pertains to true securities. And so you are holding on to certain stock, then you're going to have to wait to buy it back. So hopefully that makes sense.
All right. Yeah. Tax loss harvesting is like one of the big topics everyone's talking about. Oh, tax loss harvesting. I got a ton of questions about that. We actually talked about it a lot last time you were on. It was like one of the biggest questions I've gotten. Like, I think 90% of the questions we got last time when we asked the CandleMafia was like 90% tax loss harvesting questions.
I love talking losses. I love talking losses just because losses is how you can stay tax-free while also showing income on the tax return at the same time. And that's just one of the ways in which I've been able to help. And sorry that I'm saying this. That's just one of the ways I've been able to help certain taxpayers get to tax-free wealth the quickest. If you're a W-2 taxpayer, 1099 taxpayer, you have a job or you're trading on the side, you can utilize losses in a specific way to offset your W-2 income or your 1099 income to the point where you can literally go back to your employer and adjust your withholdings and not have any taxes being taken out at every single paycheck. And so that's one of the things that I really pride myself in teaching on.
I love that. There's so many like intricate little like nuances and tricks that, it's so hard for like a normal person to know. That's why I love having you on, because it's like, I feel like it's not often that people get to like directly, like not just to provide value to our community, but just for me. I feel like it's very rare that, we get to talk to someone that has as much crypto tax knowledge specifically as you. So really bringing the value. Guys, smash the like button if you guys are learning something, and smash the like button if you guys are frantically trying to file your crypto taxes last minute. But I'm going to move on to our next question. Now, this one is a bit of a doozy, but I'm going to try to simplify it here. This one comes from David B, parentheses, not financial advice. But he says the last time Carlton was on, he mentioned if you trade, you should switch over to mark to market, basically an LLC. And I remember you talking about this. To obtain tax benefits. But he said that he talked to his CPA essentially, and they were saying that it might not be beneficial unless you're trading with over $100,000. What do you? He was just basically asking to see if you had any insight on this.
Well, first off, I'm glad you went and spoke to your CPA as opposed to just making a decision. I see a lot of people that just rush off and do that. I do primarily work with high net worth individuals, and that's part of the reason why we do look into making the mark-to-market election and trading inside of an LLC versus trading inside of our individual names, just because we need to take their social security off of certain things for liability protection. Some of the clients I work with are a little bit affluent, so I can't have their social security numbers attached to certain things. So I would rather them have an EIN number and separate the liability from all their different businesses away from each other. And so that's part of the reason why we utilize the LLC. Now, the mark-to-market election allows for certain day traders that are doing large transactions to experience large losses that can work against their ordinary income, because now they're electing for that income to be taxed at ordinary income rates. But the benefit is they get 100% of their losses as well. And when you're factoring in other investments such as real estate and utilizing the losses, as I just mentioned before, it starts to be enticing to have the mark-to-market election flowing through, with real estate losses being able to cancel out any of the other income you would have coming through. So it's more of a deeper strategy than just a one-shot, one-kill strategy. And hopefully that makes sense.
Gotcha. Well, there you go, David. I didn't think you were going to get an answer that in depth. Yeah. So this question is, I'm going to save that one until the end. That one's a little bit more fun. But this next question, how do we? Okay, so this one comes from CryptTKO, and he says, I think this one just came in. It says, how do we know if the IRS accepts our crypto tax returns? I assume they're using something like TurboTax.
Yeah, they do. So let's just see, how many returns do we file last year? We probably filed over 2,000 tax returns last year.
Wow.
In my firm. So it was a lot of tax returns. I would say of those 2,000 tax returns, about 5% of our clients are holding crypto that they're actively trading. Just because we're putting out more ads than most other tax professional companies. So we attract a lot of day traders and crypto investors. Out of those tax returns, there is 0 errors or omissions that were prevented on the tax software that prevented us from being able to file those returns. Every single return was pushed through the IRS, and it was filed, and certain taxpayers received refunds or had to pay in for the amounts that they owed. The IRS is very familiar with crypto. They understand what it is. They will accept it. And if you choose not to report it, that's when they have the problem. And so that's part of the reason why we always just stick to IRC rule number 1, report 100% of your income tax.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I think that's really like something that should be pressed completely. It's like, if you want no problems, just pay your taxes. It's like, even just in everyday life, not even talking about crypto specifically, I feel like everyone's always trying to like get around it. And I know some people in my life that tried to go that route. And so I got to see it from an outside perspective, and it's not worth it. I've seen what it could do to people. It's just, if I learned anything if I learned anything through looking at these specific people, just pay your taxes. It's so much easier and could cause a lot of problems.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised how savvy the IRS can get when they're truly pressed on somebody who is inexperienced in handling an audit. Because what most taxpayers will do, especially with their first audit, is they'll receive a notice, and the notice is just asking for more information. So you're going to be like, oh, the IRS is just asking for information. So you'll actually send them your information, giving them access to more stuff that they can go request. And then it's just a game of you sending information, till you can't start sending the information that they're asking for. And then now they start a field audit where they'll actually sit down and want to meet with you. And then now you're in a position where you're compromised. And if you hadn't gotten a tax professional involved early on, you would have probably given away too much information to even have a defense to be able to support yourself on why you didn't report something, or when they found out you didn't report something. And then if we have to file an amended tax return, which is the case in 99% of all these situations once the IRS finds out, you have to pay taxes on the amount that you should have reported, plus interest, plus late fees. And that part ends up sometimes being more than the actual tax. Then what ends up happening, just so I can paint this picture, is you end up getting a levy on your social security number because you can't pay all of the tax at once. So the IRS puts a levy on your social security, so you can't even leave the country. So now you just feel like you have this monkey on your back where you're trying to pay off the IRS. So now you're trying to negotiate with the IRS, which is called an offer and compromise, where you offer the IRS, can I offer you half 50% of this and then do a payment plan? And this is a whole situation where you're now paying legal fees to an attorney or a tax attorney or a tax professional, and you're just bleeding now. Because guess what? You don't understand IRS tax law, and you're trapped in a situation. And so by this time you're ready to throw in the towel. And so, as you guys can tell, I've experienced, not myself personally, I've experienced this so many different times with people who are making great money and people who are on the come up. And it's so sad to see when someone is just going out of the middle class up into the wealthy class, they get sniped right back down because of mistakes that they made. And the mistakes that they made were really things that they know they should have done.
Absolutely. So don't mess with the IRS. I mean, yeah, don't start a fight with a big agency, guys. But yeah, I love that. Absolutely dropping the knowledge bombs today. Now, I do have actually, this comes from one of our employees, Tony D. He actually asks, is there and I'm actually really curious about this too, is there a threshold of income that basically triggers an audit? Is there a certain amount of money that they kind of see as a red flag, like, hey, let's audit this person? Like, what kind of triggers an audit?
Yeah. So if you're making less than 400,000 a year, you have less than a 1% chance of being audited. If you're making over $1 million a year, you have a 10% chance of being audited. If you're making over 10 million a year, you have a 30% chance of being audited. So audit risk kind of goes up extremely high the more income that you're making. And a part of the reason why is because the IRS has a system that processes your tax return before a human does. So every time that your company or your social security number goes through their system, it's just logging data, and then it sets its side off to the side, and then it goes into a pile. And then eventually, based off of that tax return being set off aside, we'll determine if it gets moved over to a human for an actual audit. Hopefully this makes sense. This is how the IRS works. And the only reason I know this is because my tax firm has an IRS auditing department on our 4th floor. So I get to talk to these IRS auditors every single day when they come on and off the elevator, at their lunch breaks, at their coffee breaks. I've talked to these people for years. You don't think I ever thought, I should probably just ask. Like, what do they do during these audits? What are they looking for? If I were to report this like this, would they have a problem with that? And you get a lot of your questions answered when you're running into these people every single day. And that's one of my advantages of being a tax professional, is I know how to leverage the law to be able to show the IRS what they need to see, but also be able to have fun with the taxes. And I'm not just going to pay Uncle Sam and let him be the silent partner in my business or in my investment accounts. That's not going to happen.
Right. I love that. The silent partner in your investments and your business accounts. I love that. And the question, this is just a random question off the top of my head. Did you strategically put your office in that building so you could get that info?
That was not strategic. We were actually on the 1st floor, and we needed more space because we were hiring more CPAs. And by the time we moved up to the 3rd floor, we found out the auditing department was on the 4th floor. We had no idea they're even there. And so, yeah, it was an interesting situation. And it became one of the advantages that we had over other accounting firms. It's like, we just see these people every day. And so, yeah.
Awesome. Just wound up being convenient.
Yeah, they're humans just like you guys. They go to the bathroom, they eat, and also they get lazy too. They also want the easy wins. They really want easy wins. They want people to make easy mistakes. And that's what they're going to capitalize on.
Yeah. I love that. They're humans too. I know. I feel like we always see like the IRS or, we see these people usually as like these like scary like machines or like just these scary big organization. But it's like these people eat lunch. Like this guy ate grilled cheese for lunch or whatever. They're just regular people.
Yeah. And also remember this, guys. IRS agents, 70% of all IRS agent employees are not CPAs or tax professionals. They're not.
Wow.
So they study IRS publications. They just read over previous IRS court cases and publications. That's what they study. So that's just something to be familiar with. So I personally spend a lot of time reading over those same publications to know how the IRS takes their positions when they go into IRS audits. Because if you know what's going to happen and if you were to ever get audited, you know what to do and how to set things up on the offense instead of always having to play defense. So hopefully that makes sense to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see the light bulbs, or I can feel the light bulbs going off in the Candle Mafia's minds. I remember last time you came on, everybody, the feedback was, "Oh my God, this opened up my eyes." I had so many questions, all my questions answered. So now that we are coming down, we got a few minutes left. I do just want to ask this one kind of fun question. I think we might have talked about this last time you were on, but someone else asked this. Jonathan, this one comes from Jonathan Schaefer. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. And he says, do you own any crypto other than stable coins? If so, when did you get in? Or just in crypto in general, I'd like to know if you are in.
Yeah. I mean, it's been years. I would say probably in 2016 was when I first got started with Bitcoin, I would say, and I was just playing around. I was a young guy. And then right around COVID was when I started purchasing some XRP and Avalanche and Solana. And I was on a little bit of a roller coaster there. That was a fun ride. And then I just started getting into more Bitcoin and Ethereum and just started holding Bitcoin and Ethereum as things became a little bit shaky. But that was kind of my progression, if you guys are asking.
Gotcha. Any NFTs or just kind of have you dove into NFTs at all? I personally am not a huge NFT guy.
Yeah, I'm holding 40 NFTs. I'm thinking probably 45 NFTs. I probably have anywhere between $50 to $60,000 worth of NFT Ethereum, I would say. The project that I'm in right now is the bigger project I'm in right now that I have all the main ones in is Tykes by my buddy Ryan Pineda. That one is doing really well. I think it's one of the top 50 ones on the OpenSea marketplace right now. Yep. So it's doing really well. I like it.
Awesome. So, so I have one last question. This one came in super last minute, but this will be the last one. I don't really know if I understand this one, but shout out to Alpha TA. He asked, says, ask him to tell us if there's a tax law that requires people to file. I would think, yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I would think so, right?
So this gets thrown around all the time on the internet, where people are like, "There's no rule that says you have to file your tax returns." You have to pay your tax. You don't have to file a return, but you should 100% file the tax return to pay the tax because the government requires the information document. Without the information document is when you receive notices and you get audited. So there is no sense in not filing the tax return. Your tax return has to get filed. So hopefully answers that.
Gotcha. There you go. So file your dang taxes, guys. File your dang taxes. Well, Carlton, I really appreciate you coming on again, especially, it's tax season for sure. So perfect timing. And I really appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, really appreciate your insight, especially with you actually being in crypto and not just, I read a couple books, I did some research. You're actually in the market. And I think that really shows a lot. And, just for me personally, I trust, there's something I trust more about someone actually in crypto or a tax professional or tax strategist that's actually in crypto that can answer these questions. But thank you so much for coming back on, man. We'll have to have you on again sometime soon. I know, because I think you were on Around the Blockchain a week or so ago. Nice. So yeah, if you guys want more, Carlton Dennis, definitely check out his YouTube channel. And you never know, he might pop back up on ATB, and we will definitely have you on again. But yeah, before you go, I'm going to give you the stage. Let people know where they can find you. Any services you offer, feel free to shamelessly promote yourself, please.
Yeah, guys, listen, I appreciate you guys having me on. Tony, Frankie, you guys are absolutely amazing. CandleMafia, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on my YouTube channel. If you guys jump over there and find any videos valuable, all that I ask is that you like, comment, subscribe, just like you do on this channel. If you guys need any support in your filings, maybe some of you guys are wondering, maybe I should go on extension, try to figure this out a little bit, or maybe I need to start working with somebody right now and get out ahead of this. We're definitely a company that you should think about reaching out to. You can click on the links underneath all of my videos to schedule a complimentary consultation, get on the phone with you, talk about your situation, and see how we can best support you guys. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you guys make more money in this marketplace. There's some opportunities out there, and let's hopefully reduce our tax bill with leveraging some of the tax strategies that we have at our disposal. I'm here if you guys need any support, and look forward to seeing you guys on your financial journey.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again, Carlton. Really appreciate you. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon. And maybe if you come on ATB again, very rarely I do host that show, so I might see you on there at some point. But thanks again for coming on, man. And we'll see you soon, brother.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon.
Take it easy. Oh, God. Guys, go subscribe to Carlton's YouTube channel, guys. I don't know. He is, I feel like all of our guests that we have on, just the most down-to-earth people ever. I actually I had the pleasure to be able to chat with him a little bit before we went live. And yeah, just super down-to-earth guy. Definitely go check him out, guys. Subscribe to his YouTube channel and check out his tax services because, like I said, there's definitely something to be said about someone giving tax advice or tax strategy or filing your taxes that actually is in the market and actually doing this stuff tangibly. So shout out to Carlton Dennis, guys. Go subscribe to his channel. But we have had an absolute crazy day in the markets, guys. Speaking of gains and losses, I'm sure there was a lot of that going on today with you guys. So let's go ahead and without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into those charts because it was an interesting day. And yeah, let's go ahead and start off. We're going to go ahead and turn off this TA. Let me go ahead and pull up the YouTube chat. I usually have Discord open on these collabs, guys. So there we go. Dave Digital says, okay, be honest. You let him see the questions before the show, right? Yes, well, sometimes we do show the guests the questions if they ask for it. Typically, we don't, but if they do ask, we do send it to them. And then, yeah, for him, we do send them because he might have to, prepare for them or something. But I don't know. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Wesley Morris. Shout out to Alpha TA. Shout out to Tyler Rayburn in the chat. Crypto Reaper, Anon. Hey, Frankie, what are the top FinCEN leverage crypto exchanges? Bitmart CEX. Ooh, I actually have never used Bitmart or CEX. I'd BYDF. I've never even heard of that. Shout out to Anon and Chemistry Bro in the chat. Hey, shout out to yo, who is that? No way. Frankie Candles is the GOAT. Jerome Powell is a clown. Who is that? And oh my God, you have the embarrassing picture of me. Shout out to whoever that is. I love it. I hope to see this guy in chat more often. Shout out to you. Is it Tony D is the question. Shout out to Crypt TKO. He says, great stuff. Thank you. No problem, bro. We like to bring Carlton on not only because he's good at what he does. He knows what he's talking about, but that he's a good guy. But we know he brings the knowledge for you guys, right? Guys, I highly recommend you go check out his YouTube channel. It's a big channel. I think it's 500,000 subs. Carlton Dennis is the real deal. He's like a tax celebrity. It's crazy. But shout out to Carlton. But guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts here because we have some crazy stuff going on. And shout out to Frankie Candles is the GOAT. He says much appreciated for all your work you do, bro. Shout out to Frankie Candles is the GOAT. That's weird to get used to. But guys, let's go ahead and take a look at what happened today because things got a little dicey. So let's go ahead and dive in here now. The higher time frames, guys, as you know, I am leaning a little bit more bullish in the long term. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh my God, we dumped. Did he change his mind? Is he still bullish? Yes, guys, the higher time frames do still look good. As of right now, doesn't mean that it can't change in the future, but that money flow is working its way up towards that zero line. I'm not going to cover this very much, but weekly money flow is coming up, looking healthy. Your 6-day is still the only daily time frame that does have ugly money flow, still coming to the downside here. Taking a look at your 5-day, we finally got that 5-day money flow crossover that we were looking for, guys. So again, you know, the fact that we are getting this money flow crossover, that makes me think that that will leak into the 6-day, get that money flow to start creeping up towards that zero line. And again, that will likely leak into the weekly, eventually crossing over into the green. Only other thing I'm going to say about these higher time frames, they still do look good. They are still intact. That 6 day is the only thing worrying. But that weekly money flow crossing into the green, guys, you want to understand almost every time, not almost, every single time we've had a crossover into the green on the weekly with the money flow, it has marked that the bottom was in, right? We got the money flow crossover here, bottom was in over here. Money flow crossover into the green right here, bottom was in over here. Money flow about to cross into the green here, or in the next week or two. If we do get that, it would be likely, based off of history, doesn't mean it's 100%, but it would be likely that the 15.5 was the bottom of this bear market. So we'll have to keep a lookout for that to get an actual confirmation. I guess it would be hard to confirm. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see what happens, but it is definitely looking pretty good, guys. And then you guys will know, as we worked our way down to these lower time frames, this is, if you guys saw my morning market update this morning, I was talking about how obviously it was going to be a volatile day, except, higher time frames still looking bullish, but those lower time frames, we're looking for a potential pullback. Obviously, we have the daily right here, looking to print a red dot very, very soon. Now, another kind of insult to injury here, guys, was the fact that we did have our money flow coming to the upside here on the daily. However, we got rejected at that zero line, and now money flow is coming straight back out. Not the best look. The VWAP is also coming down, so this will likely drag us deeper into the red. We'll have to see once we come down below this and cross back up and print another green dot. Will we get the money flow to come back up? But this daily is kind of where we started to see warning signs of a potential pullback. And again, I'm going to say it again, not calling for an absolute dump down to zero, but I would be calling for some kind of a pullback, right? That's kind of what we've been talking about. As we have gotten a move down, we may be starting to see that now. Some other bearish signs on the higher time frames here, guys. Now, again, I want to press that the money flow is really what I'm looking at that's making me lean bullish, right? Because the money flow indicates the longer-term trend. However, when we're taking a look at the VWAP, which, again, indicates more of the ebbs and flows of the market, right? Just kind of the ups and the downs rather than the trend. You can see our VWAP is coming down here on the 3-day. Your 2-day is getting very close to the zero line, looking for the red dot. And we are also, let me go ahead and, here we go. I was already looking at it. On the 2-day, you can see we have higher highs on our price, and we are getting the lower highs on our momentum waves, guys. This is a bearish divergence on the 2-day, right? So the reason you guys might be asking yourself, like, okay, so there's a bearish divergence on the 2-day. Usually he's freaking out about this. Why is he not losing his mind saying we're going to dump down to zero? And the answer to that is the money flow. Look at your money flow. Your money flow is thick in the green, right? This is a bullish sign. So again, this VWAP would indicate the ebbs and flows of the market, not the longer-term trend. The longer-term trend indication here would be that we are in a healthy uptrend, but that VWAP coming down would indicate that short-term pullback will be somewhat in the somewhat near future, right? Once we get that red dot here, as long as this momentum wave does not come up above this one, we will maintain that bearish divergence, and it will likely give us some form of a rejection to the downside. And then as that plays out, I'm not saying that this can't turn into something worse, but as of right now, it would indicate a short-term move to the downside, something like this, maybe something like this, right? Before another leg to the upside, right? So the weekly money flow coming up would indicate another leg up, and then as you worked out, I really try to break down these time frames for you guys. The weekly money flow is saying, hey, we're probably going to start a pretty strong uptrend, right? If we get that crossover into the green, as well as some of the other higher daily time frames. But with these bear divs and VWAPs coming down, it's just indicating a healthy pullback, right? But it can turn into something more dramatic, but we won't know that, right? We don't have the information on the charts to try to figure that out. But as of right now, it's looking like we could get a small pullback. And then same thing, 3-day, telling you a very similar story. Money flow is healthy. right? Money flow coming up, but your bearish divergence is printing with your VWAP coming down. And you could see, right, we had a bearish divergence on the 3-day right here. We were looking at this. This is how we knew that we were going to get this move to the downside, and this is why we were looking for shorts in the premium Discord at this level, because we had those bearish divergences printing, but money flow was coming up, right? So it didn't give us an absolute, nuke to the floor, but it just gave us a pullback before another leg up, and I would expect something similar until we start seeing this money flow come out. All right, so moving on down here, down through the time frames, guys. Obviously, we had some insane volatility this afternoon. We'll take a closer look at that on the lower time frames. Actually, I will be honest, it wasn't as crazy as the Fed meetings usually are, and I mean as crazy, speaking of the volatility, right? Like usually these scam wicks are much more aggressive on the Fed meetings, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. I want to pull up actual levels here. Now, as you guys know, we have been looking at some very, very, very important levels of resistance, and let me see if I can, here we go, right? This was our next major level of resistance. This purple box right here, top of this box is coming in at about 28,550, and then this line right here is coming in at about 28,000. Oh, God, we wicked right up to that level, guys. I believe this was the level we were looking at in the market update this morning. It is coming in at $28,959, and if we zoom out a little bit here, guys, you will see that this is the value area low of our previous range that we were trading in here back in May of 2022. And we were saying, oh God, shout out to the CandleMafia, guys. I hope everybody in this live stream right now has been watching for the past week so you guys can see why we look at these levels and why we say they are so important. And hopefully you guys can now today see why we look at these levels, right? This is the proof is in the pudding, guys. Or I should say the proof is in the sauce. But this is the receipts, guys. Look, previous value area low, right? And just to break this down for anybody who doesn't understand, this previous area of consolidation, this is essentially a sideways range. Do you see that? Okay, thank you. Keep talking to me, guys, because I like getting the feedback. I can hear you guys. I might have bugged your houses. Anyway, we have this sideways range here. So what we do is let's pull this up. I'm pulling this up on a blank chart here, right? So we come to the daily, and we see that we had this previous area of consolidation back here. So I grab my fixed range volume profile tool, and I go ahead and I pull the volume. Well, we got to unextend it to the right. Now I'm giving you guys all the secrets here, right? Bada boom. You pull that range here, and you get a value area low, a point of control in purple, and a value area high in white right here at the top. And that is where we got this level right here. So we pulled that because we know when price is ranging and we leave that range, we will hunt out a new range that we had previously traded in, or we will create a new range altogether, right? So this is where I got that level from. I pulled volume on this previous area of consolidation because you'll see if I turn on that VPVR, let me turn off these levels real quick. Boom, boom, boom. There we go, right? We pull up the VPVR, which shows us the volume that was traded at specific prices. You can see we have a big spike in volume here. So this is why I knew to look over here at this area of consolidation or this previous range, right? So I'm looking at this chart saying, hey, we were hanging out down here, right, on this high volume node, right? And we knew if we broke out of this high volume node, we would likely seek out the next high volume node, which was coming up here, starting at about $28,000. So I see this high volume node. I go to the left. What created that high volume node? Well, look at that. We have this little range right here, and that is how I'm giving you guys the secrets here. This is how I found that range, right? So I went and I pulled my volume on that range for one specific reason, and it was to get those three very important levels we were looking at: the value area low, the point of control, and the value area high. Now, I'm going to go back to our other chart that we were just looking at right here. Is this it? This is not it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Guys, we lost the chart. We lost the chart. Where did that chart go? What the? We're lost here, guys. We're lost. Okay. Hang on. Bear with me, guys. What happened to that chart? This is not it. I mean, they are very, very, very... Oh, here we go. It's hidden. That's why. Okay, so that is where we got that level from, guys. And if you've been watching the live stream, we've been looking at this level for quite some time, right? And not only was this a value area low of that previous range that we just looked at, but it is also a 786 fib level. I wish I could find it for you. But anyway, it is a 786 fib level as well. So many things. And if you pull certain golden pockets as well, there is also a golden pocket here. I believe this is one of them. Yeah, so it is also a macro golden pocket as well. So there was a plethora of confluence at this level, making it very strong. And you guys will know that the reason we were saying this was so important was because it was the value area low, and we knew if we were able to hop above this level and hold it as support, that's where we would get a move up to the POC of that previous range, which comes in right here at about $30,000. Now, what happened here? We wound up coming up to it, right? And yeah, we came beautifully up to it, almost to the dollar here, but we were unable to hold it as support and flip it to get that move up to 30K, but we did come up just in time for me to add to my short position just a little bit before getting that big move to the downside. And again, guys, you know, not only there was many reasons, right? Not only did we have all those areas of factors of confluence, all those levels of confluence making this such a strong level. But if you zoom out far enough, you could kind of just see here, just looking at the price action. I'll look at a blank chart here, just looking at your price action, right? You could see we got support on this level many times. 2 touches there, 2 touches there, 2 touches there, 1 touch there, right? And then we came down and consolidated right on that level again, creating that range that we just looked at. And if we draw a horizontal line, and you just look at this chart, just plain and simple, it acted as support, as very strong support when we were bouncing off of it to the downside. So when we come back up to it, it is naturally going to act as a strong level of resistance. And also, it's going to be a very strong level to flip, because if we flip this level, it's going to be very bullish in my opinion. And I do think that if we can eventually, even if we get a pullback, if we can eventually get a move over this purple line, again, many reasons why this is a very important level of support that or resistance that we just all went over. If we can eventually flip this to support, not only do I think this can get us a ride up to the value area high at about $30,800, close to about 31K, but if we can get above that $31,000 level and really bust through all this volume, guys, we could potentially be going for a macro golden pocket retest. And those targets to the upside wind up giving us very exciting numbers between about 48 and 50K. 786 coming in here at about 57K. You know, I don't want to be a moon boy here, but I'm just saying, not impossible to get a run up into that local golden pocket. We talk about this a lot. We've had it happen in, you know, in previous cycles. You could see we came up to retest that local macro golden pocket in 2018. Right here, came down in the bear market, got a bear market rally right into that golden pocket before getting a strong rejection, and then that black swan wound up bringing us down to much lower prices, and I bet you the start of that black swan dump was probably a local golden pocket. Well, that winds up being a touch on the golden pocket as well. But, you know, we could be getting something like this, guys. If this winds up right, maybe we are somewhere like right here. We're about to get a cool off before going for another leg to the upside. But one thing to realize, you know, at first glance, people are like, yo, you're crazy if you think Bitcoin's going to 50K. I'm with you. I'm not expecting all-time highs or anything crazy out of Bitcoin until 2024, 2025. However, you want to understand Bitcoin came within 30% of the previous all-time high, right? So during the bear market, we had a 350% rally. I believe this was a 350% rally, right? That was a 350% rally into that local golden pocket, getting us within 30% of the all-time high. If we get within 30% of the all-time high, for this, if we're going to see something similar, where would that bring us to? Well, isn't that weird? Isn't that just the weirdest thing, right? Brings us right to that 30% mark, right, guys? You know, so just know that this is not that crazy, and to really hammer this point home, guys, if we go from the bottom to that golden pocket, it's not even close to a 350% pump. It's more like a 200% pump, right? So it would be even less crazy to come up to here than it was in 2018. So just saying, I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, but it is definitely in the cards. But we do have to fight some pretty serious volume. And then again, this level at about 29.2 is going to be absolutely key for us to flip before getting that move to the upside. Shout out to I can't talk, guys. Shout out to Deputy Dong. Shout out to you, bro. Says, Frankie, the TA GOAT. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, let's go ahead and somebody Zakir says Perma Moon Boy Frankie. But I will say this. If I'm anything, I'm probably a perma bear. But I will say, guys, I told you, I am really a bear. Not really, but like this bear market, we made so much shorting this bear market that it's taken me a long time to kind of put my bull horns on. So I feel like I'm faking it till I make it. And I'm like, yeah, Bitcoin could go up. Yeah. But, you don't want to get overly bullish. I'm just saying if we flip that level and break through all this volume, guys, I just want to point out that it's not as crazy as most people think to get a run up into this golden pocket, right? If we had a bear market rally of 350%, getting us within 30% of that all-time high, and then went all the way back down to the lows after that for a bear market rally, right? Bear market rally, and then right back into the bear market before launching into the new bull market. Why can't that happen? It would actually be less crazy for it to happen right now than it would be back then. But anyway, continuing on, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these key levels that we need to be watching, right? So again, we have, and you can see the same level, right? But this is the golden pocket. I don't have the 786 on this chart, or I don't have the value area low on this chart, but pulled a macro golden pocket, and we have the same level there, right? So multiple levels of confluence at this level. I did add to my short when we came up here, as I said, or I was letting the premium Discord know that if we did come up to that level, I would be potentially adding to my short. Let me just see if I can pull up my trade here. There you go. You guys actually know. Here we go. I'll pull that up. But there you go. Now the short and the long are in profit. Obviously, this long, you guys know this was supposed to be a $780 position, and it wound up being a $78 position somehow. I don't know what happened, but I did add a little bit. Now it's a $428 position on 5x leverage, and I was hoping, to be honest with you guys, I was hoping to get another little push up during that Fed meeting, a little more extra volatility, and I was going to double that trade to an $800 position on 5x, but we didn't get that push up, so I'm just holding the short now. But both trades, I did take more profit on my long here, took 253 out, still have about 250 in, but now we get the long and the short in profit. Let's go. Shout out to the CandleMafia, and shout out to Femex, guys. If you want to sign up to long or short your favorite coins like I am, or even long and short the same coin at the same time like I am, I'm literally making money on the way up and on the way down at the exact same time. If you guys are interested in doing this, obviously, leverage trading is risky, guys. If you don't know how to trade, do not trade with leverage. Start by either paper trading or spot trading. But if you're ready to try to add leverage into your strategy and use it responsibly, not as a gambling tool, check out Femex. They have a good deal going on right now. They're offering 10% off of all fees, and they are also offering a bonus. And guys, you guys know we use multiple exchanges on this channel. I mean, we're a trading channel. We try all of them, right? We do have the ones that we really frequent. We love BitGet. We love Femex. We love KuCoin. We like a lot of exchanges, but we are going to be checking out another exchange pretty soon, guys, that has some really, really exciting features. I'm sure I know some of you guys use it already. I don't want to give away too much. Not that it's a surprise or anything, but they have some really, really cool things that I think we're going to have a lot of fun with. But yeah, check out Femex, guys. Link in the description down below. And yes, you will help promote the channel. You will help support the channel. But guys, the electricity to keep this neon sign on is very expensive. So, but shout out to you guys. Go get those discounts if you're interested. But again, if you're not an experienced trader, please do not trade with leverage. But let's continue on here, guys. I want to take a look at some of these key levels to the downside that we are now approaching. You guys can see it here. We have the CME gap indicator on, and we do have this CME gap at about 27K, but this is the next major level of support, right? This blue box, I showed this on the stream yesterday, I believe, and this is an extremely important level of support. We have a local golden pocket. We also have an untapped daily level here. However, it has now been tapped. So this was a fresh, by untapped, guys, I mean that the level had not been touched, right? So if you come up to the daily time frame, you can see here, I'll put on regular candles so you guys can actually see the levels. You can see that price right here, right? Price tried to go down. We got a bounce, and you get this level of support here. And originally, when I had that level of support here where my dotted line is, it was untouched, right, while we were up here. But now we have touched it, so it's now technically tapped. But let's continue on here. So this is a very, very, very important level of support, guys, because not only do we have the CME gap here, it makes a lot of sense to come fill that CME gap. We have the daily level and the local golden pocket. If we lose this level, though, guys, we may be in for a little bit more pain. Let's take a look at that VPVR real quick, see where the volume's at. And you can see we did have a little gap in the volume here, so quick move down. Couldn't hold the value area low. We broke the value area low, came into our blue box, and now we are bearishly retesting that value area low, and looks like we are looking for another move to the downside. But if we lose this level, guys, I do just want to zoom out on a higher time frame here to see where the volume is. There we go. I'll zoom in just a little bit. Come on, volume. Spawn. There we go. Right, so kind of hard to see because it's unshaded, but you guys can see if we wind up losing this level, right? We are kind of sitting right on this level. We do have some spikes in volume. We got one right there. We got one right there. But for the most part, most of the volume is here, and the other high volume node is here, right? So there is a pretty decent fall off in volume here. So if we break this blue box and bearishly retest, we could get a quick move down to the top of this blue box. But more accurately, I would be looking at this high volume node. I'm going to turn off the drawings real quick. This high volume node is likely going to be a very strong level of support, and that does come in at about $25,100, right? That's kind of where the shelf of volume begins. So this will be a decent level to kind of come down and hold as support. Due to the fact that it is a high volume node. And not only that, it is also the value area high of a previous range that we were trading in. Very similar to how we sniped this level up here. We are going to try to snipe the level down here. And if we do wind up getting a move down and hitting that value area high, that could be a potential retest before getting a bounce to the upside. And I'm actually going to go ahead and extend this to the right. Bada boom, there you go. And it is also, guys, the value area high of this more macro range, right? So, again, if we lose this value area, we could come down to test that value area high before getting another move to the upside, which is something that we have seen, in the past few weeks. Price likes to go down and tap those previous value area highs before getting a big move to the upside. But let's see. I just saw something I wanted to read. Maybe China dumps on us. That would be pretty dope. But let's see. When in doubt, zoom it out. That would be nice. Hey, Creighton. Shout out to Creighton C, guys. Yeah. Just understand, guys. We didn't get that big of a dump, right? That's why I'm saying we're still bullish on the higher time frames, right? Because this is just a little boop, little correction, right? But let's go ahead and continue on here. That support is at the 200 weekly moving average. Let's go ahead and turn on that 200 weekly moving average. Let's go ahead and pull up the moving average, pop that on, double click on the settings, change it to 200, and there it is, 200 week moving average. Bada boom. So that 200 week moving average is coming in great confluence at about 25.3. I mean, hey, that's pretty close, right? You get a little bit of confluence there for sure. D Petty Crypto said, what kind of water are you drinking tonight? D Petty, Mrs. Candles. I don't know if Mrs. Candles is here right now, but if she is, D Petty, I'm going to grab that special drink that might not be water, but right now I am drinking Aztec and Cactus Moss water, guys. That is today's energy. But tomorrow I will be drinking a very special energy drink that D Petty gave me, and I've been saving it in my fridge for a stream. But I don't know. I keep forgetting to grab it. I'm in such a habit of grabbing the Aztec and Cactus Moss water. I keep forgetting. But shout out to D Petty Crypto. Crypto Tweak, thank you for that super chat, man. I do appreciate you. He says, made a couple of bucks today with a little I learned watching you. Thanks. Guys, we're loading up the Bing Bong Blaster. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Tweak. He learned something on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel, and he made a couple of bucks trading today. And hey, Crypto Tweak, if you're new to trading and you made money today, you should have a pretty easy time trading on normal days because you picked a hard day to try to make money trading, especially if you were using leverage. Bing bong! Shout out to Crypto Tweak. Let's get it, baby. Oh yeah, there we go. That was quick. This thing empties the clip very, very quick. $100 bill didn't stand a chance, guys. Reminds me of my my arch nemesis sweatshirt drawstrings. If you guys remember that. But I dropped the people's elbow on that thing last time, and it ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. Well, let's see. Dark Crash says, as long as you have water, Dark Crash doesn't care what kind it is. You know Dark Crash is always keeping us hydrated, guys. We bing, we double our money. Or we bing, we bong, we double our money. Shout out to the right question. That is the right question. But guys, let's go ahead and continue on here. But there you go. Those are the major key levels that I'm looking at. And not only the major levels I'm looking at, but why I am looking at them, right? Again, you have that high volume node coming in down here. Come up to a higher time frame. You do have that high volume node coming in here. Bada boom. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Coming in right here at about $25,000. This value area high is close to, 25.1 would be that major level I would be looking at. May get a little bit of support on that blue box, but really this value area high gets you a lot closer to that shelf of volume. So that would be really be the level I'd be looking at very closely. Other than that, money flow coming out on the 4 hour. We did get that red dot to print. 5 hour, same deal. 6 hour red dot is confirmed. Oh, no, 6 hour red dot printing, 8 hour red dot printing as well. And that money flow on the 30-minute looking to cross over to the downside. May get a little bit of a bounce first, but we may be able to come a little bit further down here, guys. But it doesn't matter. At least for me, it doesn't matter because, like I said, we are in that long and we are in that short at the same time making money. Where'd my chat just go? There we go. Bada boom. All right, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. That is basically what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Again, the higher time frames are looking pretty bullish. However, looking for that red dot on the daily here, guys. Probably going to print that. I would say there's a pretty good chance that we print that red dot on the daily in the next hour or so. And if we do print that, we will have somewhat of a bearish divergence here. Yeah, there you go. Right. Here we go. You have your higher highs. I mean, this is kind of hard to. You're kind of cutting through candles there, but you do have somewhat of a bearish divergence. You have money price coming up with your momentum and your money flow coming out, which could be a macro top signal. Much cleaner divergence on the 2-day though, right? Just from here to there, and then from here to there. But money flow looks good on the 2-day. That's the difference. So I do think I am still watching that red dot, guys, for a potential cool off. But again, until we really start losing some key levels, I am not getting too worried. But let's go ahead. Matic Daily looks like a bear flag. Oh, baby. Are alts going to dump? Kyle Owen, I will say if Bitcoin... if Bitcoin continues to dump, altcoins are likely going to get wrecked. Let's see. Chemistry Bro says, Frankie, have you pulled a fib from impulse start on March 16th to the 786 around 25K? Lines up closely with the value area high of the range. Over 20K could be a nice entry if the CME gap doesn't hold support. Let's go. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. What did he say? Did you pull a fib from the impulse on March 16th? Let's see. Let's come to the 4 hour. Where is March 16th? There it is. Okay, yeah, down from here. Look at that, baby, right on top of that blue box. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. There's some beautiful confluence. I actually think that this golden pocket, this golden pocket, we weren't up here, so that couldn't have been why I drew that blue box. But that golden pocket coming in right at that top of the blue box. So that could be, you guys know, you get that big move up, that start of the impulse to the top of the move. A lot of times you like to get that golden pocket or the 786 retest. And in this case, your golden pocket comes in right at the top of that blue box, and your 786 comes right at the bottom of the blue box or right at that value area high retest that we were looking for just before. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. And then Devin C said, for real, read my comment above. It's serious. Let's see. Devin C, have you guys seen the agreement between, I'm not going to say that name because I don't think YouTube will like it, and the leader of China? I didn't have to say the name. I just said what he was. It may have impact. Interesting. Somebody Google that. Because that is something that I am keeping a pretty close eye on. Shout out to G-Man, says, hi, Frankie and fam. G-Man 305, bing bonging today. Peace. Shout out to G-Man. I love that G-Man just comes in and just drops that like. I love it. Shout out to G-Man, repping the Mr. 305. Let's go. All right, guys, I think it's about time to go ahead and check out those altcoins. Let's see. Kembro with the sauce. Let's go. Chemistry Bro got his own sauce. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. How do you think the BRICS digital money will affect BTC since the dollar is basically done? Ping pong. No, bing bong. Shout out to Creighton C. Yeah, bing bong indeed. Hey, Frankie, look at the 3-week money flow and the bullish crossover on the MACD. Let's see. Let's check out that 3-week. We look at the 2-week sometimes, but we very rarely look at the 3-week. But we could definitely pull it up for you. Should we look at the 15-week? Let's take a look at the 3-week. And he said the MACD crossover. Let's see. There we go. Moving average, convergence, divergence. Okay, so there you go. You are getting a bullish cross on your MACD. Starting to get a green dot or a green bar on your histogram, which may or may not indicate something crazy. But you guys can see you do have the bullish crossover on your MACD. However, you do have your VWAP kind of cooling off here, but this is the 3-week, so, very long time before you actually get that red dot. I mean, the bullish crossover on the MACD would be a decent sign. The last time we got a bullish crossover, the top came in. You got the bearish cross in 2017, and then the bearish cross, or I guess it was 2018 where you actually technically got the bearish cross, but the top came in 2017. The bearish cross happened in May of 2018 or April of 2018, came down to the bottom of the bear market, and then once you got that bullish cross right here, go ahead and put that vertical line, that bullish cross happened right here, which again, guys, I'm not saying that, history has to repeat itself every single year or every single cycle, but, I mean, just look at this, right? Like, let's turn off the TA real quick, right? I'm going to put my dotted line, my vertical dotted line on that bullish cross on the MACD, right? Let's see, that bullish cross happened right here, and that was right here, right? Right when we were in that little fake out bull run, we got the bullish cross right here. Now, we are in a very similar situation where we're getting the bullish cross, and we might get a little bit of a bear market rally, guys. It is looking very, very similar. Doesn't mean it's going to play out similar, but it just does look similar and definitely could play out. All right, let's see. Dave Digital votes no on alts. No alts for Dave Digital. Shout out to you, bro. All right, let's see. Let's see. BTC retrace under 25K confirmed. Another chats. Time to sell BTC. Let's go. Shout out to 5G Silva. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Well, throw your altcoins in the chat, guys. We will take a look at the Ethereum while we wait for Rob to count up those altcoin votes and get them back to me so we can start looking at them. Let me get a sip of the Aztec and Cactus Moss Water, and we'll jump right into Ethereum. Not good, guys. You hear that? That's a gaggle of Azteki and Cactus Moss Water cans, guys. I drink way too much Azteki and Cactus Moss Water. But let's go ahead. So buy more Shiba. Shout out to Kobe. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's get that MACD off the chart and take a little bit of a look at Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. All right, zooming in a little bit here, taking a look at those levels, guys. I'm going to get rid of this CME gap indicator so we can see a little bit better. Well, here we go, right? Well, I guess this one played out. Yesterday, we were looking at this saying, hey, our key level here, kind of comparing our key levels to Bitcoin. We were kind of saying, our key level here is the top of this purple box, right? And we have just kind of been hammering our head on this purple box for Ethereum. Level is the 786, and it is coming in at about $1,828. And we could just not get over it, right? A little less volatility on Ethereum, which is interesting, right? Like, you didn't really get that. I mean, you got a couple of little scam wicks here, but we could not get above that level, guys. So we did get that rejection, which, again, is not surprising, right? We've been looking for this. Red dot is printing on Ethereum, so Ethereum kind of front-running Bitcoin on that bearish signal. So that is very, 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 very interesting. But we could not get above that, right? Our next major level of support was going to be this level here at about 1750. However, we are starting to break that. And yeah, we bearishly retested. May try to go for another bearish retest. However, let's go ahead and get some more of these levels. Let me zoom out, spawn the volume profile. Come on, baby, spawn it. There we go. So there you go. The next major level. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start a new chart here. This one's fine. All right, so next major level of support, right? This was the value area high of our previous range. We kind of broke out of that value area high, and now we are breaking back below that value area high, which, guys, is going to make me I'm going to get rid of that actual level. But this is kind of a bearish sign, right? If we get accepted back into this value area and we zoom out here, actually, this might be a little bit too macro for me. I'm going to go ahead and pull this more local level. There we go, right? Just understand that if we decisively cannot get back above this value area high, we would technically be getting accepted back into this macro value area between about $1,750 and about $1,300, right? So if we get stuck below this level and we cannot get back above, the first level I would be looking at would be the 1650 level, where we kind of have this big high volume node. Let me go ahead and see if there's a golden pocket there as well. Let's see. All right, so golden pocket matches up with that POC. Not too surprising. So here, I will pull this, right? So come on, volume. There we go. So I would expect some support, guys. It would make sense to get some support on the shelf of this volume here. This golden pocket is coming in at about $1,700 even. You have the psychological even number of $1,700, so it is likely to act as support. Your 786 is coming in at about $1,667. And then if you lose that level, I would look to eventually move down to this point of control. The point of control is coming in at about $1,570, which has been a strong level in the past. We've held this level many times in the past. You can see it acted as a lot support very, very well right here. So this is a very strong level, guys. So first level I would watch is that $1,700 even level. But eventually, you guys know, just looking at the volume profile, if we get accepted back below this value area high, it is likely that we will work our way down towards that POC, again, coming in at about $1,570. And then that is kind of going to be where, you want to start bouncing. Because if you don't start bouncing, you are working your way all the way down here towards this low volume gap, which you do not want to break into, right? Because once you start cracking, these lows here at about $1,500, you may fall through that gap down to your value area low, coming in at about $1,300. But we are very far away from $1,300. I just wanted to show you guys the context of this macro range. We don't want to get stuck below this value area high. However, if we go ahead, I'm going to come on over here and open up a new ETH chart because I want to look at some different levels real quick before we jump into the other altcoins, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull some volume on this more local range here. Right. So here you go. Right. This is going to be now this is more local. Right. Our volume profile is coming in between about value area high coming in at about, again, 1789. I actually might take that other range. There we go. Coming in at about 1689, 1691, right? So getting very, very close to that $17,000 level. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw that as a range from 1700 all the way to your value area high. This would be a big level to watch. And again, you're just looking for that, that you're going to naturally fall on top of this volume, right? That volume is going to act as support. And I'm just extrapolating that volume with a level. So if we do come down, I would look for some support on this level. Not only is it that shelf of volume, but it is also your value area high of the range. And if we get a break below that level, again, may work towards that point of control coming in at 1637. And then this value area low is coming in at 1522. So this is a little bit less of a macro range and more of a local range. Honestly, these are probably more relevant levels, being that they are more local. Like, we're not going to see $1,300, probably not tonight or the next day or the next day. It would likely take us some time to work our way down there unless something crazy happened. But these local levels are kind of more the levels that I would be looking at. So I'm going to mark these out with horizontal lines so you guys can either screenshot these levels if you're interested, or just kind of write them down or whatever you want to do. But there you go. So your point of control is coming in right here at about 1635. Your value area high coming in at 1691, and your value area low coming in at 1522. So these are the main levels that I would be watching. Value area high. There we go. POC. There we go. Value area low. There we go. Bada boom, bada bing. So there you go, guys. Those are the levels I would be looking for on Ethereum. Red dot printing on the 12-hour, 16-hour also printing a red dot. I would, let's see, is your 30-minute is in the red. Looking kind of similar to Bitcoin, except it is front running us on that red dot already printing, but we'll likely confirm in the next 54 minutes. Money flow continuing to come out on the daily. Not the best look, especially the fact that this is both happening at the same time. Money flow coming out and your VWAP is coming down at the same time. Not a very good look. So I will be looking for a potential bigger move to the downside. But again, there you guys go. Those are the levels that we are watching. And you could even pull a little bit more of a super, super local range here, right here. I think we looked at this yesterday. There's more of a local range here, but you are just completely deviating out of that value area. So, but there you guys go. Those are the key levels I would watch on Ethereum. And again, I would be careful of a little bit more of a pullback. Let's see. Shout out to the Biomex. Said, who was the other CPA that was on the channel a couple weeks ago looking for the video at any mod? Shout out to the Biomex. We have only had Carlton Dennis on as our tax professional, so he was the other guy. But it wasn't a couple weeks ago. I think it was like months ago. So hopefully that is what you were thinking of. Let's see. Somebody said Crypto Face Sin City. Are you? I think she's saying they're not in the chat, are they? I don't think so. I think they're saying that was the last collabs that we had. But shout out to Jessica, and shout out to the 955 people still in the chat. Guys, go ahead and smash that like button. If you are finding any value in this live stream, smash that like button. If you guys smash that like button, let's see, 850 times. If we get 850 likes, guys, I will spin that wheel 15 times. And Tony D, what was that thing that we were going to add to the wheel? I forgot what it was. We were going to add something to the wheel. It was going to be a really good thing. I forget what it is. Tony D, let me know. Ping me in chat or text me if we're not supposed to say anything. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at those altcoins. XRP is first on the list as XRP had a crazy day. Not today, but yesterday. We wound up getting this massive, massive pump on XRP all the way up to 50 cents, which... if you guys are not following me on Twitter, definitely go follow me at Frankie_Candles on Twitter. I was on the morning show yesterday on BitBoy Crypto, and they were like, dude, you got to look at XRP. I looked at XRP, and I said, hey, I'm not going to lie, guys. It looks like we may be on our way to 50 cents because we were looking at this range here saying, hey, if we could break out of this range and flip this value area high to support and break past that value area high, we may zoot our way up to about 50 cents, and then we almost hit 50 cents to the dollar. I will be honest, I was not expecting it to happen a few hours later. I kind of thought like maybe we could start our journey to 50 cents, but it wound up happening like a couple hours after that stream. So happy day for the XRP army for sure. But as you guys can see, we have kind of eaten up a lot of those gains. It went from about 37 to 50, 37 cents to 50 cents, and now we are all the way back down to about 42 cents, testing that local golden pocket. As of right now, this is our next major level of support. If we can hold this level, guys, this would be nice for more than one reason. Let me turn off Market Cipher A real quick and go ahead and pull pull our volume again. Not only is this, not only is this golden pocket come in at an interesting level, but your 786 is very close to your value area high. So if we do get a pullback all the way down to that 786, we may be on our way to go test that value area high back down at about 39 cents. And then your 786 is coming in at about 0.398 cents. Abby Aiden said XRP will never 10x. Why do people love it? I mean, hey, is it impossible for it to not 10x? No, but what makes you think that what makes you so sure that it won't 10x? I never understood that. Shout out to Abdi Aden. I'm not like picking on you at all. But I am just curious what makes I never understood why people would be so confident in one thing, right? Like, I am very objective when I look at things, especially when I'm looking at financial markets, because you have to understand nobody knows anything. Nobody knows, if it's 100% going up or down. I mean, you could have a strong opinion, but a 10x, a 10x is, I would say, not out of the question at all. A 10x is not even that really that crazy. But not impossible. I mean, a lot of people think XRP is going to like $2,000. That's not going to happen, or $10,000. That is not going to happen, in my opinion. I will gladly be dead wrong about that, guys. I'm going to say it right now. XRP is not going to 10K. XRP is not going to 2K. It's just not going to happen. But if I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong about that. Don't get me wrong. I hold a fat bag of XRP. I would love for it to go to $2,000, guys, but that is absolutely asinine. But anyway, it's a very heavy, it's very community heavy coin. I feel like there's a lot of XRP fans, so to speak, right? But let's go ahead and see. Gifting memberships on the wheel. Yeah. If we get 850 likes, guys, I will add 20 memberships to the wheel, and then if we land on that, I'll just gift everybody 20 memberships. But we're going to make it a little harder to get. We can't make it that easy. But yeah, let's go. All right, moving on. XRP is overrated. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not overrated. I'm just saying I don't know if I would like 100. I mean, I wouldn't be 100% of it not 10xing or 10xing. You have to understand that both things are possible, right? Because things can happen that you don't expect, if that makes sense. Is it overrated? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I'm not disagreeing, but yeah, I mean, that's my thing is like people think it goes to 10K. That's very overrated. But I don't think a 10x is unlikely. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it's definitely not unlikely. Like 10x for XRP is not that crazy in the next bull run. As long as it's not suppressed by like this lawsuit going on, or if it runs into more problems, obviously that would cause a lot of trouble for it. But I mean, a 10x for XRP would not be that crazy. Let's see. Frankie hates XRP gains. Jonah, no. I am in the XRP army. XRP is currently my biggest bag. I'm just very objective, right? Like I don't get, and I want you guys, I hope this rubs off on you guys. My biggest bag is XRP. I have no emotional attachment to it whatsoever. If I find XRP, if I lose hope in XRP, I will sell my bag at a reasonable loss. And like I am not just going to hold on to hope because I'm like, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to like just be very objective. You know what I'm saying? I'm still holding 50% in the red on my XRP. French toaster. I'm down on my XRP too. It's one of the only coins that I did not sell. It's only one of the only coins that I did not sell, obviously, because they got caught up on the lawsuit, and that held them back from the last bull run. But yeah, just guys, don't be 100%. Don't be 100% on anything. Just understand that, you know, people thought XRP was going to go to zero when they got into the lawsuit. That did not happen. People like, and think about how confident you could say that. Oh, they got into a lawsuit with the SEC. XRP is definitely going to zero. I didn't go to zero, right? I actually got a small loss. My buy-in for XRP is pretty low. So, but let's see. XRP may be overrated, but you ever notice that everybody has a bag of it? Yeah, Crypto Pollo, great. Or Bitcoin Chicken, as I like to call him. Great point. Great point, bro. Great point. But basically what I want you guys to take away here is don't ever be 100% certain on anything. People who are just 100%, XRP is 100% going to zero, or XRP is 100% going to 10K. That is emotional trading, and those people on both ends of the spectrum, the bears and the bulls, both get wrecked because they're not open to the other possibilities, and they're just betting the farm on one thing, and they usually stay within echo chambers of people who just agree with them. What you want to do is you want to yeah, exact quicker. Yeah, buy more XRP and make your entry lower. I don't hate that. But yeah, you don't want to, you got to be objective, not subjective. But anyway, let's continue on here. Take a look at XRP. Speaking of XRP, testing that local golden pocket, 786 coming in at about 39 cents. And then your value area high gets in right there as well. I'm going to go ahead and draw this as a little bit of a range. There you go. So this is going to be a very important level. If we break back below this level, guys, that opens up the door to more downside for XRP, potentially getting us all the way back down to 37 cents, which isn't that big of a drop from the value area high. But there you go. I would just look at this this little macro range. We could pull a little bit of a more local range here as well. Yeah, so that's your macro range, but I would be looking at this as your local range. Again, if you break below this value area high at about 0.394 cents, likely going to work your way down towards that POC, coming in more closer to 37 cents. And then if you break that level, I'd look for a move down to your value area low at about 36 cents. So keep an eye on that, guys. That is what I'm looking for. I'm sure this looks very, very different than Bitcoin because obviously we got that massive pump yesterday. But yeah, VWAP rolling back over to the downside. Money flow starting to roll back over to the downside as well. Your 16-hour is printing a red dot. Lower time frames looking to cross over into the red. That 45-minute looking to cross into the red. 90-minute working its way down, crossing into the red as we speak. And then your 1 hour is also looking kind of bing-bonging around here a little bit. But once that VWAP crosses back over, you are likely to cross back into the red here. So again, I would be very, very, very careful. Oh, wow. 71% of you have not filed your crypto taxes. Make sure to pay your taxes, guys. It's about not financial advice or tax advice, but the only thing I can really say about taxes is make sure you pay them. Or, you know, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that is what I'm looking for on XRP. Again, you know, probably leaning a little bit more bearish, especially if you lose this golden pocket. You are likely to at least move down to the top of this blue box at 0.398 cents. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Reef is being printed like the dollar. Shout out to Paul Leather. Let's see. So Coinbase to be sued by the SEC. Oh, boy. Tax your packs. Tanner time. Shout out to Tanner time. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin. Shout out to, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Where'd that list go? GRT. I believe this was something we were supposed to look at yesterday and did not have the time to. But let's go ahead and check that GRT. Go ahead, and there we go. I'm actually going to pull this to this high. Bada boom. And there you go. Starting to lose this value area low. I'm going to go ahead and see if we have any golden pockets underneath us, going from the impulse to the, there you go. Guys, I guess where these golden pockets are. And they just pop up. It's not the hardest thing to do in the world, but we do, I don't think we've ever missed that live. I really don't. All right. Let's continue on here. Yeah, getting a little bit of a bounce off this golden pocket. Not looking too bad. Yeah, a little bounce off that golden pocket. No bull div here. Let's take a look at the daily. Red dot is confirmed. Money flow looks nasty on the daily for GRT. Not going to lie. You know, yeah. Money flow looking nasty on the daily. 2-day red dot is printing. Likely you are going to have some more downside for GRT due to the daily money flow and that 2-day money flow as well, or 2-day red dot and the daily money flow. Definitely more of a bearish look. Your weekly is looking for a green dot here coming up soon. Your 3-day green dot did print, but does look like you may get a little bit of a VWAP flop there. 90-minute is in the red. Your 15-minute money flow is coming up. Let's see what your 4 hours doing. 4-hour VWAP way deep down below that zero line. I'm just going to give you guys levels here. Kind of doesn't look great. Again, your bearish case lies on the daily money flow and that 2-day red dot. Your 3-day VWAP is also coming to the downside, as we just looked at. 4-day red dot is printing. This is a little bit more bearish in the short to medium term. But again, taking a look at that weekly green dot and the money flow coming up, you know, that doesn't look bad, but it does look like you could either, I would lean sideways bearish on GRT for now, but taking a look here, local golden pocket coming in. We did already test this, but it is coming in between about at about 13 cents, and then your 786 coming in at about 12.5 cents. But yeah, those are mainly the levels that I would be looking at as of right now. I mean, you could even pull this a little bit deeper. Yeah, we could take these levels as well. Go ahead and draw this as a little golden pocket box. There we go. Bada boom. Whoops. Bada boom. Bada bing. There we go. And then this 786 does come in at about 12 cents, even to the dollar, guys, to the cent. But yeah, golden pocket coming in between about 13, coming in at 13 cents, 786 coming in at 12 cents. These are the next major levels to the downside I would be looking for on GRT. Taking a look at your VRVP. There we go. Yeah, and you do have a bit. There we go. Come on. There we go. So you do have some spikes in volume here. That golden pocket, you got a nice little high volume node, but then there's not much below that golden pocket all the way to the 786. So if you lose that 13-cent level, probably going to be a quick move down to 12 cents. And then once you start losing that 10-cent level, maybe a quick move back to test these highs all the way back here at about 9 cents. So there you go. Definitely looking a little bit bearish on GRT, as you know, everything is kind of correcting now. Shout out to Mark McGellery. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for that 99-cent super chat. He just wanted to send $1. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to say anything. He just wanted to say, hey, throw $1 in the tip jar. Let's go. Let's see. Why do certain coins have earlier liquidation points? Lunacy would liquidate me near 30x leverage. You could get liquidated on any leverage except for 1x. Hopefully that answers your question. Shout out to Little Dog. I don't know if I fully understand that question, but hopefully that helps you out. Yeah, why do certain coins have earlier liquidation points? Loon wants to liquidate me near 30x leverage. I don't know. Shout out to Little Dog. I don't know if I fully understand that, but just so you know, you can get liquidated on anything other than 1x leverage. Mikey L, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Chemistry Bro says, what a babe. Please, could we look at STX, bro? Men Noodle Soup. Shout out to Kevin Baker. Yeah, we could try to take a look at STX. We are running out of time here. Let's see what our next coin is. Oh, I did not get, GRT OP. Let's take a real quick look at STX. Boom, right? STX. Taking a look at the daily. I'm going to run through this really quick because it's not on the list. 2-day bear div is looking to form here, guys. That is definitely a bearish look for at least some form of a pullback. And if we go ahead and pull our local golden pocket, bada boom. could come down. Local golden pocket coming in at about 81 cents. Yeah, golden pocket coming in at about 81 cents. 786 coming in at about 69 cents, almost 69 cents. This is definitely a bearish look. I'm not going to lie. Your 3-day VWAP is also cooling off. Daily red dot is printing, right? With the daily red dot printing on anything, not expecting any moonshots, right? It makes sense, right? So even if we get a little bit of a cool off, this would be a may come back to test these highs, but maybe a little cool off before another bounce to the upside. But as of right now, with the daily red dot and the 2-day bear div printing, as well as the daily bear div printing, could be some more downside for STX. All right, that was really quick and dirty, Kevin Baker, but there you go, bro. Hopefully that helps you out. I do want to try to stay on track here. We're trying a new thing. A little bit of a New Year's resolution, stay on track with the altcoins. But there we go. Here I am just breaking the law here. All right, taking a look at OP. Everybody's favorite altcoin is what it seems like. Definitely performing really well, especially for a bear market. I will say, shout out to the OP squad. I don't know what are the OP people called? The ODOPs. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. The market always looks to take from the naked traders. Don't use high leverage without being able to back up your bets or cut your losses. LFG, shout out to World Bet. If the altcoin list was not pinned, I would pin that comment. But yeah, we'll make it a make-believe pin, guys. I'm pinning World Bet's chat. So find World Bet's chat and read it because it's very, very important. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, we could check out Litecoin as well. But let's go ahead and continue on. Hey, speaking of XRP Shillbilly in the house. Let's get it. But guys, yeah, just taking a look at OP, kind of just beautifully trading in this range. Coming down to the lows of the range, checking that daily. Now looking a little bit different. Red dot is confirmed. VWAP, I mean, it's not looking that different. Red dot confirmed. Money flow crossing over into the red. Not the best look, in my opinion. This is pretty bearish. Taking a look at your 2-day. Now, you don't have any bearish divergences or anything, but that daily money flow crossover into the red's a pretty gross sign. Taking a look at the local range here, your 4-hour red dot is confirmed. I would look for some support on this value area low. I'm just going to give you guys the levels here, see if we can get a little bit of a deviation out of that volume profile. That might not be, let me get a little bit more of a local level. Might not be able to get it. But there you go. So yeah, these are the levels I would be looking at. I will mark these out for you guys. A little boom, a little boom, and a little boom. There you go. Right. So your value area high coming in at about $2.76. POC coming in at about $2.60. And you have your value area low coming in at $2.41. If you break below this value area low, guys, this is basically this golden pocket coming in at about $2.25, or the bottom of the golden pocket coming in at about $2.22 is likely going to be an important level, because if you break that level of support, you may get a quick move down to your 786 coming in at about $2.06, right? So bit of a volume gap there. So just be careful. Not a huge gap, but a pretty big fall off. So if you lose this level, you might get a quick move down to your 786. But then your next highest volume node comes down in at $1.87. But again, I would expect some kind of support on this value area low or this golden pocket. But other than that, guys, that daily does look pretty bearish. VWAP kind of starting to round off, but again, the money flow is indicating that bigger trend to the downside, or the longer term trend to the downside. All right. Let's see. I can't sleep without Frankie's TA. Shout out to Zakir Ahmed. I appreciate you for being here, bro. I can't sleep without seeing Zakir in the chat. Let's go. Honda Man XRP was a great call at 50 cents, Frankie. Shout out to Honda Man. Yeah, bro. Like I said when we just looked at it, I don't know if you're behind on the stream at all, but yeah, I was not expecting it to get to 50 cents that quickly, but we were expecting it. So thank you for that, bro. I appreciate you. All right. World Bet said Frankie Candles is my brother from another mother. Let's go, baby. All right, let's take a look at Gala. Yeah, Gala. All right, here we go. Everybody be hating on Gala. Everybody really do be hating on Gala. But yeah, Gala with an insane moonshot here of about 300% in the bear market, a little 300% bouncer. Not too bad, but I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit of volume on the thing. Here we go, approaching our local value area low. I'm going to go ahead and mark that out with a horizontal line. A little bada boom. Right there, a little POC, little value area high. Your value area low is coming in at 0.03942 cents. POC coming in about 0.047 cents. And your value area high coming in at about 5 cents. Daily red dot confirmed. We do have 33 minutes to print another daily candle, but that red dot is confirmed. Money flow still coming out. 16-hour red dot confirmed. Money flow coming out. This money flow does look pretty bearish on the 10-hour. Crossed back over into the red. This looks pretty bearish, guys. Taking a look at your 5-hour money flow coming out aggressively. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer and Devin C. and Vulcan for the candle emojis. Let's get it. Brad Guidell throwing the candles in the emoji in the chat with Jessica. Let's go. XRP was in a rising wedge. However, it broke to the upside. So I wonder if BTC will do the same sometime soon. Potentially. But continuing on here, guys. Let's go. All right, there we go. Value area low is going to be an important level of support. If you break that level, let's go ahead and see where your local golden pocket is from the let's see. Gonna come in from the impulse right there. Right below that value area low, I would watch this golden pocket coming in at about 0.038 cents and the 786 coming in at about 0.035 cents for some support if we break out of this value area low. Looking at, your 4-hour, I mean, I think we come down a little bit more. I would look for a move off the golden pocket or the 786. Again, your 786 coming in at 0.035 cents. But again, right, money flow coming out. 2-hour money flow crossover into the red. But look at this. You may put a bull div, lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. You may put that bullish divergence in at that local golden pocket. So if you deviate out of that value area low into the golden pocket and you print that bull div on the 2-hour, I would expect a short-term bounce, but not expecting too much gas out of it or too much sauce or too much chutzpah out of it just because that little money flow crossover into the red would indicate a longer-term downtrend, right? So I would expect it to be a bounce, potentially a bounce into our golden pocket retracement level, which is coming in at about 0.0427 cents. So if you do get that move, right, if you get that bull div to print at that golden pocket and you do get that bounce, even the bull div at the value area low, you could get the bounce. I would look for a move up to that 0.0427 cent level. If you can get bearish confirmations in that rejection zone right here between the 786 and the golden pocket, I would look for a move to the downside. That may be that lower high that we need to get a bigger move down. And then again, guys, I'm going to spit the sauce here for a second because you guys always ask, how do you know where, price will, come back to, right, on that bounce? You guys will know, I kind of explained this the other day I stuck the microphone in my mouth. But when you talking about these golden pocket retracements, you want to think of it as like a bouncy ball, right? If you drop a bouncy ball, it's going to come down and it's going to bounce up, but it's not going to bounce up as high as when you dropped it, right? So it's going to come back to about halfway, depending, it'll bounce up to about halfway, depending on how bouncy the ball is, about halfway up, right? So if you come down to that golden pocket, that's kind of how you could think about it, right? So price comes down, right? You get the down, and then the ball will bounce, right? And you'll come up. You won't bounce all the way back up, but you will likely get a little bit of less bounce, and then boom, right? You might get that drop back down. However, what happens if you do not reject from this zone, right? What if you hop up above it and you continue back up? Well, what you could do is you could pull your golden pocket to another high, right? So now your golden pocket has moved up here. Look for some bearish signals at this level. Do you continue up? Move it to the next high. See if you get rejections at that level, right? So that's kind of how you can play that if you are trading. But yeah, I would watch this level at first at about 0.0427 cents for a bounce off that bull div for a rejection to the downside. And there is Gala. What do we? I think that might be. Oh, yeah, we got to get to this wheel, guys. Obviously, we did have Carlton Dennis on. Spitting that fire tax advice for you guys because he could do that. I can't. And I'm not going to sit here and illegally give you guys tax advice because I can't do that because I'm not a tax professional. But we're going to bring the best in to give it to you. You guys, we're not getting some random CPA. We're not getting some random tax guy. We're getting Carlton Dennis. The tax guy is what we like to call him. And he's in crypto, and he's got a crazy big YouTube channel. So, guys, definitely go check out Carlton Dennis's YouTube channel. And with that being said, we got to go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure. Wheel of pain and pleasure. Let's go ahead and spin it. I doubt we got that 850 likes, but that's okay. That's okay. We weren't shilling the likes at the beginning of the stream like we did, like we usually do because we had Carlton on. But there we go. Here we go. 583 likes, guys. We got 5 spins on the wheel. Let's go. Carlton was great, as always, Frankie. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for that, bro. I'll make sure to let Carlton know you said that. XRP Shillbilly, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. We got Quarter Crawler in the chat. What's going on, bro? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Spin number 2. Devin C. Frankie has videos teaching it all. Look him up. Let's see. What is Devin C looking for? Maybe we could point him in the right direction. Where is he? Devin C got way more statistics on my fib. Oh, yeah. Shout out to you, bro. If you're looking at how to get the same settings that I have on mine, check out the Fibonacci videos I have on my channel. I explain everything. I'm probably going to make an updated one pretty soon, but I show you how to get the golden pocket and how to get all that stuff and how to set it up just like mine. Basically, any settings that I have on my charts or any indicator changes that I've made to the settings, I have videos explaining all of that. And, you know, if I ever catch the chats on the live, I usually explain it live on stream as well. So here we go. 4 out of 4. Can we do 5 out of 5 Candle Mafia? Let's see. V Slim says, holy bad word. Not really, but I don't want to say it on YouTube. I don't want to get demonetized. But he says, I just realized I hadn't hit the like button. Anyone else forget? I'm in the Mafia, and I know where you live. Tap that like button for my friend Frankie. Shout out to V-Slim, bro. I appreciate you, V-Slim. One of the oest Gs that we have on the channel. Shout out to Carrie Stressel and Chemistry, bro. Frankie, I printed a mutated toad. Want to see it? Yes. Chemistry, bro. Always send me your 3D prints. And guys, don't forget, this is totally random. 4 giveaways. This is for the mods. We got 4 giveaways out of 5, baby. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. Spin it, baby. Thank you, King Peasant. I will see you soon. Thank you for that. He said, great stream. Danielle. Hey, Danielle. Our female audience is growing, guys. Shout out to you. Good afternoon, all. But, guys, I will just go ahead and say, don't forget, in the free Discord, guys, if you were not in there, go ahead and jump in. Full of value in the free Discord. But the reason I bring it up is because, guys, we added a Mafia Pets channel, and I'm having a blast looking through that because pets are the best. So if you're in the free Discord and you have not put pictures of your pets in that channel, definitely go do that. That's just completely random. But I was just looking at it earlier, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. There's people in there like, how did I not know we had this channel? It's my favorite channel in the Discord. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Whoa, where did my chat go? Where did my chat go? Oh, no, guys, I lost the chat. I lost the chat. That's our wheel. Oh, that's Femex. There it is. There it is. All right. With all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in on tonight's live. Guys, go check out Carlton Dennis. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Leave likes, leave comments. Rep the Candle Mafia in that community. Let them know who we are. And I think I might go on his channel at some point. I don't know what kind of questions he's going to ask me because I don't know anything about tax. His viewers are going to be like, who the heck is this guy? But with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for being here. Smash that like button on your way out, Mafia. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy, DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to part 2 of the Frankie Candles live stream, where we cover the more important things other than the charts and the TA and the trades, guys. We're checking out something much, much, much more important. And what is that? Guys, it's the Mafia Pet section of the Discord. Who do we got here? I wish I could. I guess we'll have to start here. Shout out to Venom. He's got a bird, a little pup, and a little kitty cat. Let's go. Let's see who's this. Shout out to Articulated. Oh, look at the little pup. I love when dogs have little funny things in their mouth. This is great. This is just look at he's a good boy. That's a good boy. He's smiling. Oh, what a good boy. Let's see. We got a little kitty and a dog. Let's go. Oh, God, this is my favorite. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, Rob the Crypto Snob. This is Rob the Crypto Snob's dog. Let's go. Shout out to Rob. Oh, little kitty. Little kitty. And I think it looks like a good boy. I don't know if it's a good girl or a good boy, but it looks like a good boy to me. Shout out to Rob. Janderson. Look at the pup on. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Let's go. Shout out to Corey. Oh, it's Daddy Zach. Let's go. I guess that's Daddy Zach. This is crazy. I never knew what Daddy Zach looked like, but that's him. He's got a little pug. Let's go. Shout out to the little kitty cats. Let's get it. Jim Scott. Let's see. Let's see if we can get anyone who's in here. Enzo Mining. Oh, he's got two. He's got two little Goldens. Let's get it. Those are cute guys. This guy looks like he means business. Look at him. He looks like he's like he just became a cop and he's taking his first picture as a cop. Like, good posture. Love it, guys. I'm gonna do TA on these dogs right here. Shout out to Enzo Mining if you're watching this. I don't want to offend you. These are your dogs. I understand. Trust me. If someone talked trash about my dogs, I'd lose my mind. You're better off talking trash to my face about me than ever mentioning anything about my dogs. But that's just straight. You talk trash about my dogs, that's HOS. I'm not going to tell you what that stands for. I'm sure you guys can make sense of it. But anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But not really. Anyway, I'm going to do some TA on these pups. Enzo Mining, don't get mad at me. I'm kidding. I would never insult your dogs. But here we go. I'm going to do some TA. So, on the left side, guys, we have a serious bullish divergence on the little ears here on the dog on the left. I don't know what his name is. I'm going to call him Trevor. Trevor's ears have severe bullish divergences. This is some of the most bullish divergences I've ever seen on a dog's ear. Also, fur, which is similar to money flow, is flowing in the right direction. Good for airflow and aerodynamics. Now, the dog on the right does have a slight bearish divergence on its belly hair here. However, it's completely invalidated by the adorable face here. That is one of the most bullish, cute dog faces I've ever seen. That's complete invalidation on the belly hair. But shout out to Enzo Mining. You got two quite bullish dogs there. I wish I could give him a little tap on the head, a little pat on the head. Let's get one more out of the way here. Let's see if we can get someone who's in here. Bubba's Crypto. Let's go. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Ooh, he looks like he's on point. Got to lift that foot up, put him on point. Look at that. It looks like did he pose for that picture? Let's go. This is not only, guys. I mean, look at the VWAP. Look at the VWAP on this pup. It's actually called a V-pup, but we'll just call it VWAP so we don't get confused. Look at the VWAP on this this beautiful guy right here. Look at that. That is a bullish VWAP if I've ever seen one. Shout out to Bubba's. Let's see. Oh, and Rob the Crypto Snob. Look at this guy. Guys, all right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna be here all day. Oh my God, look at him. I'm smashing all these. Let's go. Look at him. He's such a good boy. All right, we'll get one more. I'm gonna be here all day. Oh, what is this? Tyler Durden has a pet calf. What is this? Tyler Durden. Somebody call the police on this guy. Tyler, come on. You have pet calves? Wait a second. This is embarrassing, guys. I thought I was like, dang, those are some pretty beefy calves. Guys, these are my calves. Tyler, I love you and I appreciate everything you do for us. I got to call the police on you, bro. I'm sorry. This is definitely this is my calves. That's my plug. That's my outlet. This is my chair. Hang on. Yeah, those are the screw holes these are my calves. I can't do TA on my own calves, guys, but I would say they look pretty bullish. Shout out to Tyler Durden and his pet calves. Guys, with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight. I love each and every single one of you, and I love each and every single one of your pets. But guys, I got to get out of here. I hear Mrs. Candle screaming at me to come down and go get some food with her. But guys, I love each and every single one of you guys. I'll see you next time. Hasta pasta. This is the record-breaking longest Frankie fake out we've ever had. I love all of you. Hasta pasta. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably on the morning stream on the BitBoy Crypto Show. Hasta pasta. I love all you guys. Maybe I should just say it one more time. Hasta pasta. I love all you guys. I'm losing my mind. Frankie Candle's out. Bing bong.